couple of weeks ago, we just got back from visiting the border of Haiti on the Dominican Republic side. And the reason that we went down there was to assess the needs of the people, obviously, in the area, but also to meet with our national pastors there and our missionary pastor, Philip Strackbine. And as with other disasters, we sat down and tried to assess the needs, first of all, of the local congregations, then their people, if they had Haitian members that were affected, and then also we looked at how to reach out to their communities. And what we found after talking with the two national pastors and Pastor Strackbine was that the Dominican congregations didn't have too many people affected. They did have one or two families here and there, and we did immediately address their needs. But then we started asking about the community and other people that were affected. And we found out that, again, in their area of Santiago, there really wasn't that much going on in the ways of relief. But everything that they were being told was the people that were really in need were down by the border in a town called Yemeni. So then we said, well, maybe then we should try to focus our efforts on finding out what's going on in Yemeni. And so we decided that night to make the trip, which is about 6 hours from Santiago, to the southwest portion of the Dominican, again, right on the border with Haiti, about 35 miles from Port-au-Prince. We took off at about 11:30 at night, getting into Yemeni at about 5:30, and immediately went and met with the Red Cross representatives at their headquarters that they had set up there. And we met with a man by the name of Robert. He's from North Carolina, one of the first English-speaking people we had seen in quite a while. And he immediately said to us, we need you up at the hospital up on the top of the hill. And the hospital was called the Good Samaritan Hospital. And he said, that's where the wounded are, that's where we need volunteers. Please go up there and see what you can do. So we got back in our van, we drove up there about a mile away from where the headquarters was, and we got out of the van, and to me it was just like a scene from the movie MASH. Nurses and doctors running everywhere, helicopters landing in the field, wounded everywhere, and kind of a controlled chaos. And it's almost like we didn't want to get in the way, but we also wanted to see how we could talk to somebody about getting some help in there. And So finally made a contact with medical coordinators, and they said, obviously take a look around. You can see that we can use doctors, nurses, physical therapists, pastors, linguists, interpreters, and then, general volunteers to help with cleanup, patient transportation, things like that. And we had taken our one Haitian national pastor with us, Rona Abraham. And Rona immediately is like his own little mission field there. He just started sitting down and witnessing with these people. And he took the French Creole copy of The Promise and started handing that out to people. And it was almost like they couldn't get it fast enough. They right away they started reading through it and talking to each other and pointing at it. And Rona, sat there and talked with these people for hours and hours. And the other pastors started, talking with some of the injured, and all of this while all of this chaos was kind of going on. But it was just fantastic what we found there, and made some good contacts and promised that we would be back. And so we left there, went back, and now we're at the phase of now saying, okay, let's get the logistics together. How are we going to get our people together and get them in there so that not only can we reach God's people, obviously, with the physical need that they need, or the physical help that they need, but also what a giant opportunity we have to let our people's light shine and to spread the gospel amongst those that have been so traumatized by the earthquake. It's going to be a long-term thing there, and again, the Committee on Relief really understands the value in doing relief work over the long term. So many people want to do it in the short term, but the needs really magnify as time goes on. Many of these refugees have lost limbs, or they've had such damage to some part of their body that they're going to need months and months of rehabilitation. And now this is where that hospital is saying we really need to focus our attention, is going more from a trauma surgical type unit to now a rehab hospital. So the Committee on Relief and hopefully the WELS and our volunteers are going to play a big role in helping this unit, this hospital on the border, become the rehabilitation hospital that the people of Haiti really need. So we're really excited about that, and now this is the point where we have to gather our volunteers and our medical professionals that are willing to go over for a week to 10 days at a time and say, "Here am I, Lord, send me." And I hope that we get the kind of response that we need to do that. If people are interested in volunteering, this is a little different, obviously, from our other disasters where we've used a big portion of general laborers, let's call them. This is going to be a little bit different. This is, right now, this phase that we're in, we really need the medical professionals. We need the doctors, the nurses, the physical therapists, the pastors who might have Spanish or French speaking abilities. And again, they don't have to be just pastors, but interpreters. They really need that kind of help to talk to the people there. So we really need people with those skill sets, and we understand that that these people would have to take time off to do this, but that's what this hospital over there right now is all about. These are volunteer professionals that are coming in and just volunteering their time and doing whatever it takes to try to heal these people that have been afflicted with some of these injuries. So I would say, right now, the best thing to do is, if there are professionals out there that, medical professionals that could lend us that 9-day period, so to speak, 7 days on the ground with a day of travel on each side, please go to our website at www.wellsrelief.net and fill out the application form. But then also, make sure that you give me a call so that I can start coordinating with the organization that's over there to get our volunteers in. If people are interested in volunteering, I right now encourage them to please go to the website and fill out the application form and put the dates in there that you might be available to go, so that we get a good idea as we work with the organization that's over there funneling our volunteers in. I'll have a good idea of those that are available and what skill sets that they'd have to volunteer. And again, it's going to be a wide variety of things that we'll probably need. So, please, if you think you could go at some time, make sure that you fill out the application with us.